Challenges and benefits of cultural diversity is what we will be talking in today's video. So, what are the challenges? First, of diversity, and then probably we can extend the things to the cultural aspects. Diversity, one of the major aspects of problems is communication. Communication barrier has to be there. Why? It may not be the languages, but the perspective, the understanding is a barrier, definitely. And then people are prone not to change their position, their values, their ethics, their outlook. The resistance is always there. And yes, the socio-cultural factor, the education, the age, the gender, the personality, and the background does plays a major role as far as diversity is concerned and acceptance to diversity, or should I say inclusiveness is concerned. These are the main challenges. I repeat, the socio-cultural factor, education, age, personality, background, communication barrier, and resistance to change. Let us address them one at a time. Communication barriers are ineffective communication. Why? What are we looking into it? Because if I believe certain things and you have certain different aspect of to that belief, and it might be good, bad, or ugly. Some culture says that if it rains, it is better for the day to go proceed and all your works will be done because this is water is life. But some other culture would say if it rains, this is bad start to the day at all. You just cannot get your things done. Now these are the perspective. Does it hamper or is there anything wrong with the raining? Or the timing of the rains? Probably not, but it's an ineffective communication. How do you make the other people understand it is irrespective of the rain, the day will go as it is, will be going around it. No one can change it. So, yes, ineffective communication of key objective results in confusion, lack of teamwork, and probably the low morale. Another aspect is your age perspective, right? Your gender, your culture. You must have heard about generation gap. What you speak, probably people 20 years, yeah, 20 years senior or 20 years junior, they are not able to relate to it, or they do not fully 100% agree with your point of view. Why 20 years? Because there's a generational gap. Their aspect, their understanding of life is on a different scale. Barriers to communication are factors that blocks and significantly destroy successful communication. Communication barriers may be temporary and maybe probably is overcome if you can, if you persist with it, if you are rational enough, if you're logical enough. Awareness and recognition are the first step in formulating ways to overcome the barriers then and there. That is what we should be looking forward to. Common communication barriers. What are they? We can have virtual work around. Yes, with the advent of technology, now you don't need to travel and speak in person. Be the location and the situation. You can speak. You can resolve things through internet, through online, and that is what isolates people. That is what isolates people from socialization. That is what people isolate people from understanding each other's presence and perspective, creating a lack of clarity. Emotions can leave some people unable to verbally express themselves. This is one thing which you need to understand. I can speak certain things, but probably the vibe that I emit, you will not be able to understand. And that vibes can only be felt once you are interacting with a person in person. One one way of communication, or let's say let us take this particular video. All of you are accessing this video at your own sweet time, at your own sweet venue, comfort zone. But if we would have done the same topic in a classroom settings, don't you think there would be a little bit of a differences? Yes, everything has its own pros and cons. The in-person classroom settings would be different, and on a virtual medium that you are accessing this particular topic is completely different. Why? Because they have their own pros and cons. They have their own advantages and disadvantages thereby. Next is gender. It can be associated with different style between men and women on how they understand things. Culture expresses the value and pattern of behavior, which can be very confusing and making it difficult to communicate thereby. So communication barrier, we are talking about the barrier. Look what we are talking about it. We have a old lady, a lady with a hand, and a young gentleman. So what they do, they might be using a lot of communication. Let's say cliche is used. Question makes client defensive. Words are not understood. Slang is used. Residents speak different language, different lingo altogether. You cannot understand the resident. Advice is given, resident cannot hear you. Whatever you want to say so. This is to be understood that two generation people, two different gender people, two different people from different background, two people from different religion, they have their understanding and interpretation of things and situation that needs to be a certain time and again. Resistance to change, refusing to accept new policies. Why change something that worked in the first place? This is what the mindset is all about. It. Why change when it is working fine? Probably you change because it will work better, because it will cost less, because it will happen quicker. We have always done it this way, scared of failures and not been able to learn or adapt to new things, not wanting to spend time and effort changing, not understanding what is expected, the fear of unknown, as the case might be. Socio-cultural factors, there are four. They are race, their ethnicity, their culture, and religion. I repeat, race, ethnicity, culture, and religion is the socio-cultural factor that comes around it. And come what may, the degree of race, the degree of ethnicity, the degree of culture, the degree of religion. When I say degree, it's assimilation. The assimilation degree changes, and everybody is unique despite coming from almost similar race, almost similar ethnicity, culture, or religion. So we have issues, we have differences as far as age is concerned, as far as education is concerned, as far as gender is concerned. People flock together from different background, and that needs to be taken into consideration when we address, when we are looking for diversity, when we are looking for inclusivity. That these are the challenges that needs to be always noted down. So sociocultural factors, how one was raised, as in background, as in upbringing, will give them a certain beliefs at a young age. Their beliefs may be slightly different than those who were brought in a different fashion. So, a poor man kid and a rich man kid, both of them grow up and they will have different understanding of life, perspective of life. In any form, our behavior was established regardless of your background. Rules and behavior that models is what they are taught. Beliefs may be different, making it difficult to understand the reason why you have offended someone. If you are familiar with their background, definitely this is it. Did I say upbringing from a poor locality and upbringing from an upper class locality? You will have different background, different understanding why they are reacting in a different fashion. In the same situation, the poor man kid would be reacting in a different fashion, and the rich man kid would be reacting in a different fashion. Now, this poor man kid and the rich man kid, they must have been brought up in 10, 15 years in that situation. As a result, their mindset have changed or got fixed to a certain understanding. So beginning to understand and learn about the background of people you work with will create a united team, making a strong and productive team. Learning about one's background, you will begin to develop the perceptions of others, and you will begin to be sensitive to the perspective of others thereby. So yes, we are talking about education. Yes, we're talking about age and gender. So one of the challenges faced today's in diverse world is the level of education. Different education level can impact effective communication. Complex words, complex explanation may not be understood by a person who is less educated or probably not even educated in a certain field. Imagine a doctor explaining that you have a broken leg in medical term, as simple as it is. So, age is another challenge in today's workplace. People may not be used to communicating with different age group. Older people may use phrases, words to explain things. not understood by younger generation. Younger people might use words too modern and to be understood by an older generation. You see, a lot of lingo has changes, as in ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible. So, what are we looking into it? This is a formation of a new age generation. Probably older generation will not be very comfortable as far as ASAP is concerned. That is what is required. Gender can affect communication as men and women often think differently. They say men are from Mars, women are from Venus. In Islamic culture, especially when a female and a male communicate, certain tradition followed, such as lack of eye contact, shaking of hands, affecting perceptions and communication thereby. Yes, we talk about personality. Personality clashes can affect communication. If you do not like a person or the way they present themselves, should I say they conduct themselves, you may not listen to what they have to say or what they believe what they have to say. However, if you like a personality and agree with what they are saying, you are more likely to listen, respect, and in fact, you will execute what they say or what they are saying. You will be in unison with their decision. A person's personality can affect communication. For example, if someone has a bossy, strong personality, they may disregard you. This may create a negative atmosphere and people may not listen to you at all. So you might have a bossy nature, or you might be very lenient, you might be very soft, you might be very palpable. In either of the cases, whether you are stern personality or whether you are lenient personality, people are going to react differently. So however, more relaxed, open-mindedness creates a relaxing environment. The audience might take in, might listen more, as the case might be. Advantages of diversity: increase adaptability, broader service range, variety of viewpoints, more effective execution, as the case might be. This is what we are looking forward to. Now, what are my advantages? Increase adaptability. Organization employ diverse workforce can supply a greater variety of solutions to the problems in services. Why? Because people are coming from diverse background and they might be bringing in diverse solution. Why? Just because they come from diverse perspective or 360-degree point of view. Sourcing and allocation of resources. Employees from diverse background bring individual talents and experiences in suggesting the ideas that are flexible in adapting to fluctuating the markets and customer demand, as the case might be. Broader service range, a diverse collection of skills and experiences. Example, languages, cultural understanding allows a company to provide product and services to customer worldwide. So you have a exclusive ranges of services and products, and these ranges are being accepted everywhere across the world. Variety of viewpoints, a diverse workforce that feels comfortable communicating varying points of view, where you are in tandem with one another, you in full cooperation of one another, full understanding of one another. You have the full loyalty and full support. You are open to disclose every aspects about your viewpoint. That will provide a larger experiences, larger ideas, larger pool of ideas to deal with. The organization can draw on that pool to meet business strategies, needs, and the needs of the customer much more effectively and efficiently. This is one of the best advantages of diversity per se. Then we have the more effective executions. Company that encourages diversity in workplace inspire every employee to perform to the highest ability. Why? Because they are accepting it. Why? Because they are accommodating it. Why? Because they know that if people are free to voice their opinion, are they comfortable in their skin, they are going to be much more productive. Company-wide strategies can then be executed, resulting in higher productivity, profit, and return on investment. An organization, remember, advantages, an organization's successes and competitiveness depends on its ability to embrace diversity and realize the benefits. When organization actively passes the handling of a workplace, diversity issues, develops and implement diversity plan, multiple benefits are reported. Conflicts from diversity can be productive. When people strive to understand one another, opening up a new business opportunities and market by widening its customer bases, by being able to address specific consumer needs in a multicultural society, as the case might be. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video till the end.